Good morning. Good morning, Zoomland. Good morning, people, or afternoon, or good day for people who are going to view this at a later time. That's right. The possibilities are limitless. My name is Judy Bethman, and I'm part of your Sunday morning service team for April 28th. Huh? How did that get to be? My goodness. For those of you in Zoomland, you are missing our Glory God spot out in the Rose Garden. There is a plethora of colors and fragrances. So if you ever have any time, come swing by and we allow you to pick a rose or two. It's healthy for the bush too. Okay, well, we have a few opportunities, as Shirley says, this week. Early birds still meet Sunday mornings at 9:30 via Zoom. The link is in the weekly email and on the website. Our speaker for today is our beloved Reverend Kamatara. And for May, Donna Stryker will speak on May 5th. It's coming. Okay, all right. What is it stuck? Okay. Let's see. Stall, right? Oh, it's up now. Okay. On the 5th, Donna Stryker will speak. Reverend Sandy will speak on the 12th. Shirley Angel Love on the 26th. On the 19th. And Reverend Kamatara back on the 26th. She's our cleanup person for the month. She's the closer. Thursday evening group meets every week at 7 p.m. and they are watching a variety of videos from Gaia TV, and it's my understanding that they're doing sacred geometry. Yeah. The sacred part, good. Geometry part, okay. The labyrinth will be at the end of the sidewalk from the pergola at the back of the sanctuary. We are slowly, very slowly, getting rocks to line the pathway, and they should be about 6 inches in diameter. At this rate, dinosaurs will be back on the planet. So please come with rocks, and we'll rock on. Okay. Our May get-together is this Saturday at 3 p.m. at Atkinson Recital Hall on the NMSU campus, and it's the New Horizons Band concert. And this concert is about Americana. So we have everything from circus music to hymns it's a wide variety. Let's try to sit together and perhaps go out to dinner afterwards. This is a fluid kind of thing. And they have 3 conductors, of which I'm one of them. So, thank you. The Mesilla Valley Chorale will be in concert next Sunday, May 5th, 3 p.m. at the Rio Grande Theater. During these times of unrest, we've decided to sing about peace and freedom. Tickets are $10 and may be purchased in advance from me. You may purchase them at the door, but the last concert, people were turned away as the auditorium was full. Brian Kurtz will be here on June 21st, 22nd, and 23rd for healing sessions. The cost is $125, and each session lasts about 90 minutes. He is an intuitively guided medical empath whose commitment to service is the common thread in his life's work. He will also be speaking at that Sunday service, the 23rd. And lastly, our prayer team remains ready to serve and support you. You may submit a request via our webpage or give it to Edward. There is prayer supplications. What's that called? Thank you. There are prayer requests in the back by the box back there, and fill it out and give it to him or put it in the box. Our prayer team meets virtually every Tuesday afternoon at 4:15 to pray with you. You may consider sitting in your quiet space during that time, because we know we are one in spirit and the energy of prayer knows no limits. All right. As we breathe in and breathe out, let us relax and breathe in again and breathe out. We are all vibrations. Everything in the universe is vibrating. And we ask the vibration of spirit to remain present in this place, in our hearts, in our minds, in the center and the core of the planet and the universe. Everything vibrating is vibrating spirit. And for this we give great thanks and allow spirit to come through us as we prepare for our service and execute our service. For this we give great thanks, and so it is. All right, if you're able, let's stand and sing It's in Every One of Us. Thank you. You may be seated. Kamatara, will you get me the water over there, please? Thank you. That last verse there was written by Reverend Sam. That's why. Mm-hmm. I'll do it that way. All right. Now let's read our vision, mission, and affirmation. Our vision: to elevate spiritual consciousness in our world. Our mission: to support individual spiritual quests through celebration, study, counsel, loving fellowship, and service. Our affirmation: As the days grow longer and the sun shines more brightly, we affirm that our inner light is shining brighter also. We accept our destiny to be a light for the world, bringing it more joy, peace, and happiness. And so it is. Okay, now we welcome Melody Burns.
I woke up with the same kind of coughing and stuff. I think we're all full of dirt today. Bless the dirt. Bless the dirt and clear it out of our lungs, please. This is a combination of parts of two songs. The first one by Bob Burns was written way back for the Mastery and Life Center, speaking of Reverend Sam, when we were all together at the Mastery and Life Center. And then I've added a verse from a song by Shirley Emma Murray that I just love. We'll see how they fit together. Come on in, come on in, come on in and release. Come on in, come on in, come into this place of peace. Seekers of truth, we'll go inside, unite our hearts, come on in. Bring in your love and receive some too. We're uniting in peace, come on in. We're uniting in peace, come on in. Come and find the quiet center in the crowded life we lead. Find the room for hope to enter. Find the frame where we are freed. Clear the chaos and the clutter, clear our eyes that we can see all the things that really matter. Be at peace and simply be.
Thank you, Melody. I think they fit together really well. All right, the reading for today comes from the April Science of Mind. There were 2 pages that were done, because the one that, oh, there it is, okay. And this was for April 3rd, 2024. Giant of Gentle. Only the weak are cruel. Gentleness can only be expected from the strong. Leo Buscaglia said that. Ernest Holmes said, we should think of ourselves as being surrounded by a perfect life and poised in an eternal calm, which these days is pretty hard to do. If we consider the giant of gentle, giant is not a person, but a description of an extremely large expression. Gentleness, then, is like a blanket that calms situations, no matter the size, from the gentle touch of a mom to her child to a kindness that transforms a nation. When we come from a clear and tranquil position, our prevalent sense of connectivity creates a sense of oneness. There is an undeniable power that lives in this sense of oneness. When you are gentle with yourself, you entice a more powerful expression of your true self into the world. You are braver, bolder, and more confident in who you truly are. No longer needing to be right and proving your perspective. Instead, you come from a place of caring and compassion, bringing the transformational heart of clarity. I'll say that again. The transformational heart of clarity into your relationships and all you touch. In your gentle openness, you exist as an expression of love, an influencer of the possible, greater yet to be. Whether during a good time or a rough one, you express the reminder that all is sacred and God is present. Let's take a deep breath in and release. I breathe the gentleness of the divine into all I do, think, and touch. And so it is. Okay, well, it's my happy circumstance to introduce our beloved Reverend Kamatara. Yay.
Love ya. Whew. Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. And everyone in Zoom, hello. I love you with my eyes. All right. So I got to go to a women's retreat in early April called Sister Spirit, and it was with lots of CSL folk in the Pacific Northwest, about an hour north of Seattle at Seaback. It was, well, as beautiful as that area can be in late March and early April. It was very cold and rainy and the opposite of New Mexico. But it was a very powerful retreat. The theme was transcending through cosmic grace. And it had like the space theme that was just wild. Each session had different things. It was very powerful. And this is the third time I've gone to that retreat. So I make it an annual thing to take care of myself, that I need to stop and go to a very powerful retreat and not lead it, not facilitate it, just be in it. And it was very powerful, first week of April. And then what was interesting is that I came back, flew on the airplane with, 200 of my least closest friends and caught the plague. I don't even know. I was so incredibly sick when I got home. And it just so happened that that week was production week for the New Mexico Symphonic Chorus doing our final concert. And I'm the third alto to the left. And we're, singing Haydn's Mass in D minor and doing these fancy schmancy things. And I'm, this little puddle of snot and fever. And it was ridiculous. So I had to really just take a step back. And, there's the 24-car pileup that is my in-bin at work. It's production week. I've been gone trying to kick back into housework and all the things. And I was sick. I just had to stop. And while I was holing up in my bed, trying to rest and hydrate and medicine and all the things, I grabbed the Science of Mind magazine. And the theme for this month is being gentle. And I just thought, okay, take it down a few thousand levels, Kamatara. And I asked myself the question, what is the most gentle thing that I could possibly do for myself right now? Which was rest and get better. And Does that in bin really matter at work? Of course it does not. I don't work in a hospital. No one's going to die. This false sense of urgency and, what could I cancel of my week? And it didn't matter if it was at night or during the day. I mean, I cleared it down to bare bones of work and what I needed to do. And I started to feel better. I was really feeling better that I almost could sing again. And then everything in Albuquerque bloomed. And my allergies went, whoa, the ring of fire was my face. And water and coughing and sneezing and stuff all over again. And I was so frustrated. This concert, I can feel the concert coming. And we only get to practice with the symphony once before we have this big fancy schmancy concert. And I'm trying not to, lose my voice. And it was ridiculous. And then I had to pause myself again. Okay, stop. What is the most gentle thing that I could do for myself in this moment? I'm not a ringer in the choir. Not yet. But I'm not. I am the third alto to the left. There are some other altos that are the heavy hitters who carry the section. And could I give myself permission to just sing as much as I could? Okay, I'm going to catch as much as I could. My range is not going to go up to that E, which is not going to happen. So I'll sing what I can. I'll sing at the volume that I can. Could I allow myself to just be? I get to stand on stage with these beautiful people and just have this experience of the music washing over me. And it's just, I love classical music. And just to have that experience is huge. And because I was gentle with myself, I had a really good experience that day. I didn't beat myself up. I didn't make myself feel less than. I wasn't, oh, woe is me. It was a beautiful concert. And I had a great experience because I came at it with a gentle frame. And so I was thinking about that topic, like being gentle. It is not a very glamorous topic, is it? It's not one of the power topics of Science of Mind. When you get people up here and they get one of those really sexy topics like tapping into your inner power, like manifesting your dreams. And no, gentle is not. It is not glamorous. But I do have to say, in the day-to-day operations of life, being gentle is a quiet giant of a power. Did you ever know a person whose very presence just brings calm to the room? I love people like that because that is so not me. So God bless all the people who do that. I admire you. I would like to cultivate that quality in myself, but it's so, no soy yo. But what's interesting when I started looking up being gentle or gentleness, it is actually one of the fruits of the Spirit. For those of you who have a Christian background, you know what I'm talking about. It's very New Testament, Galatians, 5:22. There's this really interesting sentence that are like the power tools of the faithful, where it just lists all these qualities, the fruits of the Spirit. So here's the list of qualities. It says the fruit of the Spirit is love, of course, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and then this last one is such a zinger, and self-control. So it's like all this woo-woo, lovey-dovey stuff, and then, and by the way, and self-control. And I was thinking about it, it takes a lot of self-control to have gentleness, or to have peace or love or these other fruits of the Spirit. And then in Colossians 3:12, it says, as God's holy people, dearly loved, clothe yourselves with gentleness, kindness, humility, and patience. Oh, okay. So they save the zinger for the end. It's the patience that really helps us to clothe ourselves with these qualities of the divine. But I do have to say, compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience are in short supply nowadays. So maybe that'd be good to consciously, intentionally put those things on before we go out of the house. So let's take a minute to just think, what does it mean to be gentle? The definition is that it's the quality of being kind, tender, or mild-mannered. So think about for yourself, what are times where you are just automatically gentle? You don't even have to think about it, you're just instantaneously gentle. Just shout it out. When are you gentle? Oh, with kittens, what else? Babies. With work. So you might, depending on your work, being gentle could be essential to what you're doing. I mean, I think definitely of newborn babies. I think of when, folks are sleeping in the house. Okay, let's be gentle and quiet. Or maybe something really sad is going on. Or there's something difficult has happened. That's a great time to be gentle. Maybe we have to break some tough news. Or maybe in happier times, like, well, you get a new car. Oh, I baby that new car until you get the first ding. I'm always like, ooh, being so careful with it. Or there's a beautiful work of art and it is fragile. Or maybe, I'm using my grandmother's special china. Or my girlfriend Annie, in the late fall, she gave me just a wee little sprig of a lilac bush. And I was so careful with it, and I planted it, and I put the little leaves around it to keep it warm and nice in the winter. And then just last week, I was so excited. It not only has leaves on it, it has more than just the one branch. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. So being gentle is not something new to us, but I think we forget. I just think we forget. The shiny rubs off, or people grow up, and we get really rough and tumble. And, at this retreat, Karen Drucker was at this retreat. And I don't know if you know who that is. Actually, you know who she is, even though you don't know who she is. I would call her the queen of New Thought music. She's written a ton of songs that you already know, like, thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this, right? Or, I am so blessed, or you are the face of God, right? You know her stuff. Well, she wrote one chant in particular that she did with us at this women's retreat. And she said that it was her deepest desire that, how a chant goes with you, right? It's like an extended release tab of medicine that just your heart and your mind will pull it out at the perfect time. It was her deepest desire that this particular song that we're going to do together, that maybe in a time of great stress when you're just beating yourself up, that you might remember this song and just stop and be gentle with yourself. So the words are, I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself, and I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. Okay, so I'll play a little intro so you can hear the melody. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. Give it a shot. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. And here's a chorus. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. And sing it nice and quiet. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself, and I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. You know how to do this. You are hardwired to be gentle, right? This isn't something new. When something is delicate, when we're paying attention, we know that it's delicate. And so we instantly recalibrate our approach, right? There's a lighter touch, or there's a more aware grip, or there's a quieter tone, or we could hold the space in silence, or we tend to it. The biggest one for me is we slow down, and so on. So what if we viewed each other as that precious newborn baby child and recalibrated our approach as we support each other's and as we support ourselves? Because remember the opposite in your life when you have not been gentle with others. Oh, ow, ow, ow. I'd say some of the key moments of regret in my life have been exactly that, when I am judgmental or relentlessly driving myself or driving others. When I'm pushy, I'm inconsiderate, I'm assuming, I'm harsh, all the rough edges, I'm just rushing around like a bull in a china shop. And we know, especially in the teachings of science of mind and in psychology, that folks will mirror back to us what we're putting out there. Our ideas, our beliefs, our judgments, our way of being. So if I come into a meeting with my armor up and I lead with my weapons, just imagine how that meeting is going to go and how people are going to respond in response. And now flip it. If I went into that meeting with curiosity and openness and I was gentle, how different that meeting would be. And that is living into that concept of being the change we wish to see. What are we choosing to cultivate in our lives, in our relationships, and in our experiences? That's where the rubber meets the road, and this is not woo-woo. This is where we actually, when we change our thinking, we change our lives, because it's how it outpictures in our lives. But this cultivation starts inside each one of us. So it's really important for us each to consider, am I gentle with myself? Or am I judgmental, relentless, critical, demanding, insert adjective here, right? So I couldn't resist. I created a gentleness inventory. You know, I'm a practical kind of girl. And it couldn't be a comprehensive list because there's no way to do that. So I just picked, some top concepts for us to explore. Am I gentle with myself? But then I was thinking, well, how would I judge myself? How do I measure myself on that? I need some kind of yardstick, because how do I have perspective on myself? Because I'm me. So I'm going to pull out what I call the best friend quotient. You know, where you say, you can't talk to my best friend like that. Or you'd say to your best friend, oh, honey, precious little pumpkin, right? Okay, we're going to pull that out. So you're going to invoke your best friend and use that as your measurement here. And just think, as I go through these questions, if any one of these is a little zinger, or it kind of gives you intestinal discomfort, or, whatever it is, okay, then that might be an area for you to work on this week. All right, so here's my first question for you. How reasonable are the expectations I hold of myself? Would I hold my best friend to those standards? How spacious or balanced is my schedule? If my friend could see my calendar, would they feel good about it for me? That was hard for me because I hired my best friend to work at the nonprofit where I work, and she can see my calendar. And wow, we did have some come to Jesus meetings about that. Well, her for me. And the follow-up question, which was like the next level of the schedule question for me, is this next one. What pace am I moving at within my schedule? because I reined it in, but boy, I was still tearing it up during those 40 hours, let me tell you. So the follow-up question is, what pace am I moving at within my schedule? Is there the space for grace? The space for a friendly perspective and reflection? Another question, am I taking care of my needs? Physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually? So what advice would your best friend give you to take better care of yourself? Ooh, this is an interesting one. How kindly do I speak to myself? Would I talk to my best friend that way? How do I treat myself when I make a mistake? Would I do the same if my friend made that mistake? Do I take time to honor my feelings? Do I make the space for them as I would for my friends' feelings? Do I honor my skills, my unique qualities, my accomplishments, how far I've come? What would my friend brag on about me? And here's the big one at the end. Do I love myself and all my messy goodness just as much as I love my best friend? In fact, if you really want to get daring, you could write a love letter to yourself from your best friend. Channel your inner best friend, channel your friend, their voice, the words they might say to you, the things you think they would say to you. Write that love letter to yourself and then sign it as if your best friend wrote it to you. And then I double dog dare you, share that letter with your best friend and see what they think about it. If you nailed it, I don't know. So those are some interesting arenas where we could be gentle with ourselves. But how do we really do that? How do we be gentle? Well, clearly it's going to take some intention. We have to get purposeful and to commit to it and to do it. We have to be intentional. In fact, the root word of ten, the T-E-N, means to hold. Intention. We hold it. And we also need to be compassionate because it's a practice and it's not easy and we're very human. So can we be mindful of our approach to ourselves and others? What do we need to be intentional? Maybe taking one of those 10 questions that came up and just pick one, write it on the post-it note. Okay, my intention this week is to do this, to do it on purpose. Almost always for me is to slow down. If I can intentionally slow down and intentionally go into a meeting or intentionally go into an experience to have my gentleness on, that would be amazing. To move at that pace of grace and really consider, okay, this is what I'm bringing into the room. What quality of the divine am I bringing into the room right here, right now? And of course, can you bring compassion to yourself in the midst of that intention? What is the most loving and gentle thing that you could do for you? Because we really need to honor, we are all doing the best that we possibly can, regardless of what that looks like every day. And I know some days are better than others, but we're literally always doing our best. And certainly we wouldn't get mad if we saw a little child who's learning how to walk and then they fell over. And be like, what's wrong with you? Get up, walk it up, right? Well, I don't know, you might say that, but I hope you wouldn't. I don't think most of us would. We would just admire the person that gets back up and tries again and bless them. So can we do that for ourselves? So I would love to even contemplate, like, with that kind of compassion and that kind of intention supporting my gentleness inventory, just to have that solid in my life. Imagine how peacefully and powerfully I could move about the world. All that extra garbage out of the way and to just be in my authentic self. And imagine the quality of care and interaction I could offer anyone who crosses my path. That would be amazing. And is that a way of maybe interacting with the divine more consciously? Ernest Holmes writes, when we let the love that is within us go out to the God who's in all people, then we are loving God with all our heart, all our soul, all our mind, because we are recognizing that the spirit within us is the same spirit that we meet in others. This is loving neighbors as ourselves. That's a way of living namaste, not just saying it. And I do love in Philippians 4, chapter 4, verses 5 to 7, it says, let your gentleness be evident to all, the Lord is near. This is how we know the divine in ourselves and see it in others. So how do we treat the beloved of the beloved? That's the challenge for this week. Can we dare to slow down, be intentional, be compassionate, and be gentle with others and ourselves? Because then that way of being just spills over onto others. And can we recognize when we get wound up this week? Could we sing that Karen Drucker song in our minds? I will be gentle with myself. Is it in there? I will be gentle with myself, and I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. Just take that with you all week. I hope you have a newborn baby child kind of week. Namaste. Well, let's take it to prayer. We love to do that here. We're a praying community. And holding on to that gentleness of the divine. I know that this infinite loving source is expressing in all of life as we know it, and even beyond what we could understand. It's the great mystery. It is the mystical. It is the beyond. And it is the here and now, because God is all things in all things. It is the something sacred going on right here and right now. In our thoughts and our deeds and our interactions, our experiences, our relationships, and in this beautiful spiritual community, this is the place where God shows up. And so knowing that I have access to the infinite, I speak my word and claim for each one of us a deep connection to gentleness, to remember it, to be intentional about it, to cultivate compassion for ourselves and others, and to show up with that power tool of gentleness. To have a gentle frame of mind, a gentle heart, gentle words, gentle hands, gentle hugs, gentle eyes, gentle ears. That every aspect of our lives is running the background music of being gentle and allowing Spirit to flow in that gentle way through us, in us, as us, to smooth the rough edges, and on that gentle flow to allow the love of the divine to guide us all. That everything runs better with a gentle touch. And I'm so grateful for us to be together, to be able to realign with the truth, to tap back into the qualities of the divine and to say, yes, I want that in my life. Yes, I will be a conduit for the divine. I will show up as a gentle, loving presence. I am that which thou art, and thou art that which I am. I am so grateful to remember and to bring more of that into the world, and how that ripples out into the world far beyond what we will ever know. And so I give thanks for this time together, for this teaching, for this spiritual community. I know that each one of us is truly blessed. And so knowing that all is well in the divine, I let it go and let it be. And so it is.
will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. I love it. Thank you so much. Wow. As often happens when I come here, I prepare several pieces of music. And as I listen to the message, it's like, oh no, yeah, I'm going to do, nope, 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 oh, oh. Well, we came back to this one. Because it's called Give Yourself to Love by Kate Wolf. Kind friends all gathered round, there's something I would say, that what brings us together here has blessed us all today. Love has made a circle that holds us all inside, where strangers are as family and loneliness can't hide. You must give yourself to love if love is what you're after. Open up your heart to the tears and laughter and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. I've walked these mountains in the rain. I've learned to love the wind. I've been up before the sunrise to watch the day begin. I always knew I'd find you, though I never did know how. But like sunshine on a cloudy day, you sit before me now. So give yourself to love if love is what you're after. Open up your hearts to the tears and laughter and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Love is born in fire. It's planted like a seed. Love can't give you everything, but it gives you what you need. Love comes when you are ready. Love comes when you're afraid. It will be the greatest teacher, the best friend that you have made. So give yourself to love. Join me if love is what you're after. Open up your hearts to the tears and laughter and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. One more time. You must give yourself to love if love is what you're after. Open up your heart to the tears and laughter and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Give yourself to love.
Thank you, Melody. The second reading for today, love is the essence of my being, and it comes from the 365 Science of Mind. Let us love not in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. That was from 1 John 3:18. Since God is love, and God is all in all, love must be the underlying principle of life, and therefore in all. This is my life. This love is me. It is the very essence of my being. Love heals everything, every imperfection of mind or body or environment. Love alone may overcome hatred, anger, envy, and criticism. Where love is, there's no room for any negative emotion. Love is the great adjuster. I know that love is harmony and peace and joy. In it is all good, all that is true, all that is beautiful. It is the perfect balance, perfect poise. I empty my mind and my heart of all but love. I let love express in me and through me. I let love flow out into my world of thought and action. I am love. The love in me shines forth as harmony, peace, joy, freedom, and wisdom. Love binds me to the whole of creation. I find fulfillment through loving. And as an expression of love, it's now time for our tithes and offering. We give great thanks for these love gifts, for we know that this love is flowing through ourselves and our community, our world, and our universe. We give great thanks for those givers and help that we will be allowing this love to give those in need. For this we give great strength and great thanks. And so it is. So it is. All righty, Roo. Okay. There are a number of folks who have contributed to this production of this service, and we are grateful for their service. And we thank you for joining us today in Zoom land and here in the sanctuary. And lastly, stay around for a Zoom meeting and after service to visit in our social hall for coffee and conversation. And turnovers. Cherry and apple turnover. Oh, it just makes my mouth. Okay. All right. Please stand if you are able and read with me the benediction and followed by our congregational song. Spirit, in the midst of mighty joy, peace, and eternal life are our true nature and flow through us into the world. And so it is.